Hey everybody, Kelly Engineering here, and welcome to episode 42 of Journey Across the Void. In between episodes, I actually did something this time. It was mainly just cosmetic things to the base, and I also completed the entirety of the thermal expansion portion of the quest book, wherever that happens to be. So yeah, that is completely done, and most of these blocks I have no intention of really using. Yeah, I've really just been using all of the ducts, and that's about it. I have the thermal room in the main tower of the Triskelion, but nothing else is really going to be used, especially the dynamos. So the things that I completed on the base are I added in this windowed portion right here on the Triskelion overlooking the Botania area. This doesn't exist on any of the official drawings I have of the Triskelion. However, during in Captain America Winter Soldier, whenever Cap is like fighting everyone in the elevator, they directly have a shot of the elevator overlooking this area. So I decided to add it in, even though it doesn't exist on any other pictures whatsoever, or any other screenshots of the movies for that matter. But I'm going to head down to the bottom floor where Botania is. In this episode, oh man, that looks so good. In this episode, what we're going to do is we're not going to be focused on Botania. I'm still not ready to be doing that right now. Instead, in the newly completed wing of the Triskelion, we're going to be setting up some solar power using the Solar Flux Reborn portion of the quest pack. The first thing that I want to set up is the creation of mirrors, and I think this is the perfect corner to do it. So I have a material stonework factory, and I was making glass in between episodes, and I have, 13,000 of it so far. We're going to need a lot more because I'm going to be autocrafting mirrors, lots of mirrors. I will never stop making mirrors because they're just that important for Solar Flux Reborn. Like, I'll need mirrors to make photovoltaic cell number 1 and 2, and then the photovoltaic cells are needed to make every single increasing tier, as well as, where'd you go, buddy? Yeah, so it's needed to make the solar panel 1, and then solar panel 1 is needed for 2, 3, so on and so forth. So I'll need mirrors to get to the solar panel 2, and then mirrors to make photovoltaic cell number 1. It's just mirrors all the time. So that's what we're going to be setting up the auto crafting of. So this thing, we're going to immediately put it into grind mode, and then furnace mode, so we always have glass being made, and I'm going to pump it back into this quantum storage unit. And that's going to look a little bit something like this. Now I have a ME export bus on the top of this crafter because I'm going to need iron ingots in order to craft these mirrors, and then the mirrors are going to get sent right over here. So I already have 384 of them. This is going to go fantastically. The reason why I have the export bus is because in this room we're going to have another ME system, only this ME system is going to be a little bit special because it's going to be the base of auto crafting. That is the reason why I wanted this room in the first place, is every single one of my crafting coprocessors or my 64K crafting processors are going to be in here, as well as my molecular assemblers. Also, in between episodes, what I did is I completed the entirety of Applied Energistics, with the exception of molecular assemblers. I already had the 64K crafting storage and crafting coprocessors. I already made those for the Galacticraft room, but it didn't count because I didn't have anything necessary. I hadn't made the molecular assemblers, therefore it didn't register as they had completed. So yeah, this room is going to be completely full of auto build or auto crafting setups. So I'm going to assemble those real quick, and well, I guess I'm going to craft all of the units, and then I'm going to go over how my molecular assemblers are going to be placed. It's going to be a little bit different than how I've done it in the past. I made an executive decision to just move all of the molecular assemblers into the network room. I mean, it makes the most sense anyway, and right above them is where all the auto crafters are going to be. I have 19 left over. I had to make quite a few annihilation and formation planes in order to make it work, but it is done now. So I'm not really sure where to go from here. I think because I have removed channels from this pack, and this is starting to get on my nerves with this ring of inertia cancellation. Like, it loses power when it's in my bauble slot, even though I have baubles able to be powered. I'm going to go to the Galacticraft area and check it out just to verify. But yeah, everything should be... Alright, armor slots, baubles... Oh, maybe that's why. Because there's only 4 bauble slots listed here. I wonder. No, I can't even put it in any other slot. Yeah, it can only go in the left and right hand. Obviously, it's a ring, so... Oh, man. Yeah, it's maintaining its charge. Obviously, it's maintaining its charge when it's in use. I don't understand why it loses power sometimes, and I have to, like, remove it from the inventory, then put it back in. Anyway, I'm getting lost in the weeds. So, as I was saying, because I've removed channels from the pack, power is always a concern whenever I'm attaching Fluix cables to anything, because with the use of channels, power flows a little bit more specifically. When everything is just running through a Fluix cable, then it runs out it runs out quicker. So if I, based on this power alone, running all the way up, if I tried to reach the molecular assembler all the way down at the back, it wouldn't work. So I need to solve a power problem before I can hook up all of these molecular assemblers. That's going to be the next thing that I start working on. I'm not sure what power I want to use. I do know that I'm going to put it right here, though. And I want it to be a power that I haven't used before. So let me take a look through all of the stuff that we have available. Pardon me, wow. Let me take a look through all the stuff that we have available to us, and I'm going to choose a power that we can use in the networking room. So yeah, that was definitely quite the mess up. I mean, I already said that the goal of this episode was to make solar panels, and then at the end of the last clip I say, what am I going to use to power all of this? So yeah, we're making some dang solar panels. I moved the, oh, get a little bit closer. I moved the mirror display over here, and it is via storage bus being connected to the whole massive, kit and caboodle. And then I have the export bus just loading iron into here. It's actually going pretty quickly. As you just saw, I have 21,447 mirrors. So we are pretty much good to go. If I look inside my terminal, I've already added a crafting panel for photovoltaic cell number 1 and 2. I'm going to make 100 of these, and yep, have the mirrors for it, have the lapis, have the glass, and we're going to craft this. So, since they're being crafted, let's go over here, because this is where I have the interface, and because I have an ME interface connected to 3 molecular assemblers, it's splitting the load and just making them that much quicker for me, and then they will be imported back into the system. There they go. Alright, all 100 have been made. I have just a standalone 64K crafting storage and crafting coprocessor right here, and I will certainly add more, and they'll be beefier as well. They're going to have more crafting coprocessors, and I'm also going to be putting crafting monitors on them as well. So, yeah, with that, I can make the photovoltaic cell number 2. Start that up. There we go. Alright, so all of that stuff is being crafted right now, and if I want to generate, or at least have my solar panels being crafted, I am going to need planks, and lots of them, which means I need to have a way to auto-craft planks, which is what I have this manufactory for. So if I used a sawmill with oak planks, it will only give me oak logs. It will only give me 1 oak plank. However, with the manufactory will give me 6 planks for 1 piece of wood. I could alternately use the sawmill with any non-vanilla plank, because the sawmill only giving 1 plank is unique only to vanilla logs. But yeah, I have the manufactory and an interface here because I'm going to add a recipe. I'm going to add a crafting pattern to the manufactory, and that is what I'm going to use the bottom room for. It was originally where I was going to put the molecular assemblers. Now it is going to be where I place all of the machines that are going to make me the random stuff I need for auto-crafting. Alright, so I am just about ready. I just need to make the pattern. Here we are. So the pattern that I'm going to be using specifically uses oak logs, so I need to make sure that that's very specific. I have oak logs coming in right now through a bonsai pot, so what we need to do is change the crafting pattern to a processing pattern, put the log in there, and we need an oak plank as, I have no oak planks. How do I not have any planks? Well, you know what? This problem is solved pretty easily by going back down to the manufactory. While I'm down there, I'll just explain what I have done. Oh yeah, I've connected the garden, which I still have yet to set up. I'll do that over the weekend. But yeah, we'll go over to the manufactory and put in this log. It's going to make us... Oh, I need to put some speed upgrades in this. Holy wow. Here we go, oak wood planks. Now, to explain what I've done over here, so in the walls, I've removed the walls and it's going to be fluix all over the place. And it is connected to this ME quantum ring. The ME quantum ring is hooked up to the solar power that I have for environmental tech. And then down here, I have one of my ultimate energy cells with a flux point and cryo-stabilized flux ducts that I made in between episodes when I was completing all the thermal stuff. I need to make more. I only made 32 of them, and I think I have the other 32 that still need to be filled with cryo. Yeah, 30. So I have 30 that I need to fill up with the cryothium, so that's no problem. I just will have to make more. But yeah, the manufactory, the power, hooked up to my dimension, my quantum ring over here. And yeah, it pretty much speaks for itself. Everything is just going to be running down and attaching to the ME system via this ME interface. And then there's going to be more ME interfaces as I add in thermal machines, because yeah, I want pretty much every type of machine hooked up to Autocrafting via this room, and that's the purpose of this room for now. So let's go make that pattern once more. This is the wrong way, and here we are. The 6 oak planks are going to go in here because it is a processing pattern. It is going into something that is not a standard crafting. So 1 oak log in the manufactory will give me 6 oak planks. We'll make that pattern and throw it back inside the manufactory interface. Here we go, ME interface, throw in the planks, and let's see whether or not it is something that can be crafted. Yep, oak wood planks can be crafted. I want to craft 12 of them. It recognizes... Yep, the CPU is recognizing the CPU that's up in the main room. Ooh, okay, so I do have a problem here. Alright, my problem is the fact that I don't have anything extracting from the manufactory, so I'm going to have to put in an import bus. That's no problem. Import bus. Already have plenty of fluix cable. And we'll hook that up right here. They're going back into the system. And there we go, crafting complete. So that is going to be our general setup. And just because I hate the look of this, let's get some anchors. There we go. All right, all I have to do is just, with a cable facade, clean that up. And I'll find a different block because using the same block as the wall, yeah, it doesn't look very good, does it? It looks too stubby. Well, I guess from here you can't really tell, but yeah, it looks too stubby. I'll find a different block. But yeah, that is how my manufactory works. Now, if the manufactory works, I can most certainly make our first solar panel. Here we go, solar panel number 1. I have made that, which means I can make a pattern for it now. And this is going to be a standard crafting pattern that's going to go inside my interfaces. So this one's going to handle all of the photovoltaic cells, and this one will handle all of the solar panels that I'll be making. I just need to make one of them before I can make the pattern for it. And here we are. Oh, hello freeze. I have my encoded pattern, and I really should set up a pattern terminal in the main room, and that'll be the next thing that I do. And here we are. I have put in the patterns for solar panel 1, and I have made a pattern for solar panel 2 and added them to this ME interface, which means I can now craft them anytime I want. I also spent quite a bit of time crafting up all of the crafting coprocessors and the crafting storage and a bunch of crafting monitors and tried putting them in a nice enough pattern. I think it looks good, and yeah, it's pretty varied. But yeah, it looks a little jumbled when it is in this large. So, and especially here in the center, because I just have those 2 small slivers. I ran out of room and couldn't put in one of the 2x5s. So I may get rid of this middle sliver and just make it a massive crafting storage unit. I'm not sure yet. I'm gonna wait a couple days to see whether or not I like the look of this, but for now it's definitely working for me. So if I go into my craftable, I make solar panel 2. Let's say I want to make 100 of them. Well, I don't have the wood for that right now, so not 100. But everything else works. It is seeing the fact that I can make planks using the manufactory. Everything is working the way that it should. The crafting coprocessors, however, are not powered yet because I haven't hooked up power. I'm going to do that in between episodes. So yeah, these aren't hooked into the system yet. I'm going to have to run a Fluix cable all across the top and all across the bottom, just as a precaution. Like I said, whenever I'm not using channels, sometimes power for AE2 likes to act a little weird. Luckily, it hasn't acted weird this entire episode. I purposely put the patterns in these ME interfaces the farthest away from where it's being powered in the first place, just to make sure that it could handle it. But I'm sure as I add more patterns or I ask for more things to be crafted, it'll start messing up. But I am ready to close out this episode. In between episodes, I'm going to make all of the solar panels. I'm going to make patterns for all of the solar panels up to solar panel 8. And I'm going to throw them all on top of my network room. So it's going to require a little bit of restructuring of the roof. I'll either add one more layer onto the top of it, or I'll add one more layer to the bottom, just so all of the cables are going to be hidden. Once these solar panels are connected, I cannot remember whether or not they can become multi-blocks. The ones for Ender IO definitely become a multi-block, but these ones I think require a separate cable for each one. So yeah, that's a problem, but I'm sure it's something I can figure out with a little bit of restructuring. I'm also going to house all of the power in Ender IO capacitors right along here on this wall. So I have quite a bit of work that I need to do in between episodes. But I am Kelly Engineering. I hope that you did enjoy this episode, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.